Hey, Bill, how are you?
There we go.
Fantastic. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, good. The sound works. The technology
Yeah.
works. Everything's flying through the air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When it works, right? It's always, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Somebody, a couple days ago, I think it was on LinkedIn, somebody had a post and said, which of these like, would you really be suffering if we had to do without it, right? Hot coffee, fresh water, pizza. What was the fourth one? I can't remember the fourth, and then Wi-Fi.
Oh, yes.
And everybody was doing all the other answers. And I'm like, do you realize how bad life would be if you lost your Wi-Fi? Imagine if you had
Yes.
like Ethernet cables everywhere,
Oh my God.
just
No,
like we used to, you know?
I think the biggest thing is and I'm looking forward to it, I believe, is because I'm going West Coast on Friday to move my son from Seattle to LA.
Uh-huh.
And we'll be driving through, we'll be taking our time and driving through some back roads and national parks. I think the T-Mobile service is going to be working because of the satellite connection.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
I
because you'll
think,
have Starlink, right?
yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that is the most. It's the first time I will experience it or have a need for it, and I think that is going to be much bigger game changer than people realize.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Uh, Especially imagine you can do a remote IoT monitoring.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
can. I mean, the military will have the biggest use of it.
Yeah.
They can just drop probes anywhere,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And they'll pick up heat signature. I mean, sound signature, image signature. I don't know. What have you, right?
Right. Right.
So,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, so we have this farming project that we're working on.
uh-huh.
And we have Starlink up there because
Yes,
it's the only option. I've got
right.
great connectivity,
Yes.
and it runs off of um, it's a battery. I got
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
it's basically a deep cycle battery. Hook up a couple solar panels to it. It charges all day, and it runs as long as I need it at night. You know,
Oh my God. It's
um,
well, it's we are living in some amazing time,
yeah,
okay?
it's very cool. And I'm in we're off grid,
Yes, yes.
so it's it's awesome.
Our
Yeah.
generation is the only one who has seen the rotary phone, the modem, the
Yes.
Starlink, and now the satellite connection to your mobile phone.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. And they're the Starlink's the antenna, right?
The mini. Yeah, the
Is
mini.
getting, yeah. When I've had Starlink now for a little over a year, and
Uh-huh.
so I've got the full size antenna,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which still considering like it's way better than the Dish Network antenna, right? That
Yes.
was huge. And so now they've got the mini, and they've even now got the mini, and they've got a smaller router that runs off of a battery pack. So and it's a small battery pack, so you can like be out like further off grid than we are,
Yes.
and you're fine. Yeah. Yeah.
The global connectivity, AI, okay,
Yeah.
and more scary and insane is the quantum. And it's no longer a theoretical, right? It's no longer like 10 years away. It
Yeah.
is around the corner kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah. The question really is, like any technology, what is going to come out of it?
Yes.
Like where are consumers going to point their wallets, right?
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure when Tim Berners-Lee invented built the first web browsers,
Yes.
I don't think he was thinking about Amazon, and he
Yes.
definitely wasn't thinking Netflix, right?
Yes.
So
Oh yeah, Netflix. Yes, Netflix. Yes.
like that completely. That was not even a. He didn't
On
have
the radar.
images.
Yes.
His whole thing was text only. So the idea that I would go online shopping or play video games, like there's a whole slew of things that weren't there,
Yes.
and
And I think the problem is we are taking the technology today, right?
mm-hmm,
And using it as if we have a supercar like a Ferrari,
mm-hmm,
but with a gas tank of 100 miles or 50 miles.
right,
Our
right,
gas tank is not big enough. That's what we keep focusing on, the car and the engine,
right, right.
but we don't focus on the size of the gas tank. I mean, that's what I feel, right? All technology, and that's what I felt about software engineering in general,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? Over the years, it has gotten bigger and better and better and better, right? But the infrastructure required around that, the mindset required to leverage that is not there, I feel, right?
Right,
uh,
right.
so I feel like we have a car, like a really good car. We are only using it to race on a racing track. We use bicycle to go get the groceries. We are not using the car to get the groceries. That's what I feel is the problem with most technology. And I'll tell you why. Okay, I after all these years, I absolutely hate clothes shopping online. I
Oh,
would not
interesting.
I would not
Yep.
buy clothes online. I just think it's a horrible experience.
Right,
Uh,
right.
Right from going to J. Crew's website, right, to J. Crew pretending they don't even know who the hell I am, right? To complete disconnect with their stores,
Yeah, yeah.
to, to zero UX UI UX capabilities,
Right,
right?
right.
To the whole mall is such has such an archaic experience, right? They
Yeah.
finally brought in the experience that I was talking about for years. Um, so really, in 20 years, did we really make any significant change? I mean, even Amazon, right? It is still point, click, tell me what you need, and I'll do it for you,
Right, right.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
The I even wanted to work on this very simple project, Bill. Never got around it, called mycatalogs.com or some kind of
Mm-hmm.
something like that, right? Where you start subscribing to catalogs, filtered catalogs.
Okay, yeah.
Then you only see who what you see,
You only
and
see what?
you only see what is appropriate for you,
Oh, okay,
what is
yeah. Right,
filtered for you,
right,
right?
right.
And you have one unified shopping experience.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than going to 50 different websites to buy clothes or anything, it should come to you, and on and on. But
Well, I think in some ways, Amazon's trying to do that.
but it's one company.
Well, yeah.
It's one company, but so there. Imagine every Shopify catalog, right? I want to subscribe to those catalogs.
Yeah.
Say today, and they all come to my catalog because 80% of these catalogs are run from, I'm sure, a handful of e-commerce systems,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
sure they have APIs.
Yeah.
So why can't I just subscribe to that API? You
Um,
know,
I
and
think,
once again, I've been talking for this while. If you can find a way to
yeah.
encourage me more, I will work with you, man.
Um, so you could probably, so I'm an incrementalist, right? So
Yeah.
the first increment that I would do, if you said here, like, how would you build this? The first thing I would do is um, I would want to layer some kind of an AI on top of Amazon's recommendation engine
Right.
to feed it things that it doesn't know right now based on my interests, right? Like,
Yes.
like I've got a pair of pants that I bought at Tractor Supply
Hmm.
that I work in on the farm, right? And I like them because they're heavy enough that when I go walk through the blackberries that are thorny, I don't get
Yes.
stabbed in the legs.
Yes.
Like super,
That's
like,
a nice thing to have. Yes.
right. And it's not that they're particularly stylish. It's just at the end of the
Yes.
day, I'm not bleeding. Like that's
Right.
my whole thing. Um, and yeah, are they kind of heavy to wear in the middle of the summer when it's 100 degrees out? Yeah, but I'll take it. I'm used to it
Yes.
now. If Amazon could recommend 3 options for me, same kind of heavy material, whatever, like, maybe there's something out there where it's just parts of the legs that are reinforced
Right.
and not the rest of it. I don't, there's probably 10 ways to solve the problem that I've never thought of before. That would be cool.
Yes.
I would like that. And based on the shopping that I've done at other places, like, here's what it is. They All the credit card data from everything I bought,
Yes.
which is, by the way, we're talking horrible privacy invasion here. Like, this
Right.
gets super sketchy. I'm pretty sure, well, all the credit card data from everything I bought, feed all that to an AI, and then say, predict what are the next 3 things Bill's going to buy, or what are the next, for your credit card data, right? What are the
Yes.
next 3 things that Sunil's going to buy that are clothing related, right?
Yes.
Based on his history. What are the next 3 movies based on your movie history, if it's got enough detail to know, right, in there. Potentially could even do grocery subscription,
Yes.
right? In a way that's probably more expensive, but it's also going to have, you're going to be getting stuff from multiple sources.
Forget that. You know what will be awesome? If my credit card, this I've been thinking for 20 years, if my credit card company gives me the barcode. So every purchase I do, if I have the barcode,
Yeah. Yeah.
it will be a game changer.
Every item has a
Because
score.
every time you buy something, they scan the barcode, right?
Right. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
barcode is universal almost. You can look it up what that barcode means.
Sure. Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, without invading privacy, you know what you bought.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many cases of Coke did you buy?
Right. Yeah.
To how long ago you bought your pants?
Yeah.
To it will I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Yeah.
it will be a game changer. But even just basic, right? If I'm looking for a shirt,
Hmm.
I'm not buying on Amazon,
Right.
right? Why can't one query go across 10 catalogs that I usually buy from?
So, so I think that makes sense. So this shirt, um, I bought it a regular, like walked into the store, right?
Yes.
I was looking for a brand, very specific brand. Serendipitously found out that a local store had them. Went in,
Mm-hmm.
they had different cuts and styles, and I tried on half a dozen shirts, and I was like, oh, this particular cut works for my body, right? Because they do like
Yes.
athletic, bigger shoulders, all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Great. So I bought a couple, and then I was comfortable enough with the fit to go buy some more online of the exact same style but different material pattern. And so now I've got half a dozen of their shirts, super easy. They email me every week and say, hey,
Right.
here's what's new and exciting. Nothing has.
But it was a process, right? You
Yeah,
had to have it at the local store,
of course.
and to feel cover.
Yeah,
If it wasn't there, then the whole experience would break down.
right. And I think so. My girlfriend does this thing when she orders shoes.
Hmm.
She orders like 4 pairs at once, keeps one pair, and then sends the others back.
That's what I'm saying. That
Right.
is such a painful experience. And how many times have you checked if your return went through on your credit card?
Right. So with Amazon, they've made it super easy. Right.
Yeah, but
Now,
but for a local store, they may have a
yeah,
glitch in the system, and they
yeah,
forgot to refund you. And who checks their refunds?
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Right. But anyways, I can go on and on. But sorry, I digress.
No, it's
So
totally fine.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
I
like we've got
think.
like an ironclad formatted structure that it has to
Thank
go
you.
this
Yes,
way,
yes.
Yeah.
So I think that the same thing applies to the software engineering practice, right?
Hmm.
Where the developers over the years, right? I remember programming in QBasic, right, to Python, right?
Hmm.
Over the years, we are looking at this tool of software engineering, right, as just a code writing mechanism, right? And everything has evolved, but our use of code has not evolved.
True. Yeah.
Right. And when I first started my career, as a matter of fact, I'm doing a talk. I'm presenting
Hmm.
in December uh, at a conference, the future of software engineering, the future of work. Under net in there is software engineering, and the title is something along the lines of, in the age of AI, is no one a programmer, or is everyone a programmer?
Yeah.
Is in the age of AI, is everyone a programmer or no one a programmer, right?
Right. Right.
And so when I first started my career, I used to always wonder. I said, why is not everyone in this company a programmer? Every white collar job we had, right? Why is that not programming job? There is no reason we all should be programmers.
But if
Because
someone's
I think programming is out bigger than the code. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, so if you when you talk about a programmer, what are the attributes of a programmer?
So I I'm very so I'll address this, right. I'm very passionate about the art of business,
Mm-hmm.
equally or more of software engineering as a practice, right, is the core. But the art of business, I'm equally more passionate about, right?
Sure.
And if you look at the principles of a business, foundation of a business, it is so very well suited to be managed by by the the awesome abilities of code, right? So to answer your question, I don't look at it as a programmer as a person who's writing application,
Mm-hmm.
right? I look at programmer as a person who captures the essence of how businesses run.
Hmm.
And I'll differentiate a little bit for you, right? Okay.
Sure. Okay.
At the core of any business, if you look at the core of any business, there's the process and there's a frequency.
Right. Yep.
So 95% of any activities done at any business has this defined frequency, dynamic but defined.
Mm-hmm.
Everything anyone does, 95% of what people do, they will do it again. It will
Oh yeah.
repeat
Definitely.
in
Yeah.
some form, some way, just in a dynamic setting, not consistent setting. And if you start leveraging programming for that, whole world opens up.
Okay. So let me play devil's advocate for a minute here,
Yes.
because I tend to think of business as the whole everything, right?
Mhm.
So, and because I've worked in different industries, um, if let's say marketing, where
Mhm.
written copy is really important to make somebody curious about a brand or about a product within the brand, right?
Yes.
Yes, you could leverage AI to, given that you prompt it well, to write your base for that, right? Your starting point. Um, you still would need a human looking at it.
Sure, sure. So,
Yeah, yeah,
100%. So let me give you a very personal experience
yeah,
example on the right on this example, right?
yeah.
About 12 years ago, 10 plus years ago, I built my first marketing model, marketing AI model. I didn't even knew it was a AI model back then, right? So what I did was I made this complex model
Mm-hmm.
that will look at every aspect of the marketing. So every event of a marketing was given a weight. So for example, an open email is 4 points.
Right. Okay.
A
Yeah.
bounced email is negative 2 points.
Right. Right.
Uh, 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 sent email is two points. Someone liking a post is 3 points. You spending every dollar spent on advertising is negative 1 point. And then I came up with an index. So as long as my team accumulated 1,000 points a week, I would get one lead.
Right. Right. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, that's a
Right?
good. Yeah, that's a good approach. I like. Yeah, that's a good metrics. Um. Okay, so
then I can predict my leads.
Right, right,
If
right,
I accumulated 4,000 points
right,
this week, maybe not tomorrow, but in next 6 weeks, I should get three more leads,
right,
or
right.
in next
Okay.
3 months,
Yeah.
or whatever the time period is.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. That's a cool
So
tracking
unfortunately,
methodology. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I did that 10 years ago, but unfortunately, things went little. When you're trying to run a business, a million things happen, and you are not able to focus and concentrate
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But that's an example of how I see the power of code.
Right, right. Have you listened to you know who DHH is? David
D-
DHH. He's the guy that
no.
invented Ruby on Rails.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes.
He's one of the co-founders of 37 Signals out of Chicago. They do Basecamp and
Oh, yeah. 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 Of course,
um,
I know Basecamp. Yes.
yeah. He talks about, and I just saw an interview with him. He was talking about the backstory of why he invented Rails,
Uh-huh.
um, and it was to make code more efficient,
Yes.
faster. I don't have to replicate the same thing over and over and over again. The code becomes much more of a servant to the developer, and I think what you're talking about is kind of that same mental model. And
Yes.
then how do you, so here's a different use case, right? Is how do I make sure, so I think I've been for a long time now focused on, and part of the reason for this podcast, right, is understanding how people help their software teams become more efficient,
Yes.
right? Because before I started running software teams and working in different industries, I had mentors who, to paraphrase them, said, if our people are happy, they're higher, much higher producing in terms of productivity, and the customers are happier,
100%.
right? And so with
100%.
that,
What I say is Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry. What I say is empowered employee is a delighted client.
right, exactly, yeah. And so I started trying to systematize that and being
Yes.
able to understand what are the inputs, right? And how do I make this, because I'm very much a systems thinker. Like, I think everything
Hmm.
is systems all the way down, whether you understand a system or not. There's a system there. It's just, if you don't understand it, it looks like magic, right?
Yes.
And so
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Or it looks like an ad hoc.
yeah,
So the amount of what the beauty about AI, what I love about AI, AI is showing us patterns which were there, we couldn't see it.
right, exactly, yeah, yeah, yeah. So is that something you can software? Like, can you, how do you, and maybe it's not how do you, because sure, you could write 10 billion lines of code, right?
So yes, so I will say it in a different way. I'll say it in a different way, right? My mission, right? And I believe what's going to happen is I just wrote a post about it a few days ago, right? In the AI world, right? People are going to work 3 times more and be productive 5 times more. And I tell you why, right? Because work is going to be addictive.
Say that again.
Work work is going to become addictive
Okay.
because work is going to become is going to transform into playing a video game. And that's what I've been trying to do for last few years already.
Say more about that.
Because
Yeah. So
yes, so so if you look at the mechanics of a video game, it's a super empowering experience. You know why? Is because when you click a button, in a microsecond, the cause and effect happens.
right.
today's work environment is like you click a button and you wait for 2 minutes,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
right? So now, if you convert, when people say gamify, I don't think they're really embracing the word gamify. Gamify is not about just giving some high, two thumbs up and few reward points. Gamify is your employee should be able to work at the speed of thought.
Mm.
You can make work like playing a video game.
I'm trying to think. Wow, what would that? So the first question is where is the place that early adopters could have that happen right now versus like, because of the farm, I think about farming, right?
Yes.
You cannot magic a cow from nothing to, producing
Yes.
milk or even being ready to be butchered in 3 seconds. Mother
Yes.
Nature takes
Yes.
time to grow that thing from.
So yes,
Yeah.
yes, I have a wonderful point to that. Okay, I'm going to digress a little bit to make that point.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, my other passion is to save businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The I want to start a nonprofit that says no business left behind, and the reason is that today 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's a horrible, horrible stat. And we as a society, we chalk it up to survival of the fittest, and it's wrong. Okay, uh, and 95% of startups fail, and we
Right.
don't even better eye at it,
Right. Right.
and it's bad. It's really bad. Like nothing
So
should.
I'm curious. I mean, I'm in Silicon Valley and I've seen lots and lots and lots of startups, right?
Yes,
And in some of them, they got a lot of money before they failed.
yes,
Others, they didn't make it out of the incubator, right? And I think at the end of the day, most of the time, I would say probably 85% of the time when they fail, it's because they don't get product market fit, right?
I would say it a little bit differently. Yes,
Okay, sure. Yeah, go.
I would look at it differently. So the reason I feel like a lot of startups fail, right, is because they have a hard time differentiating between synthetic growth and non-synthetic growth, right?
What do you mean by
So
synthetic growth?
yes, so think of it as two example, right? Building a table versus growing a mango tree,
Right.
right? So building a product or a service is like building a table. You know the material, the hours, the people, the size of the table, the whole 9 yards. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to make more, you add more people. If you want to make it bigger, you change the size. If you want to make it faster, you add more people, cost, right? So that's how you build the product.
Right. Right.
But when it comes to marketing and adoption, it is not building a table, it's like growing a mango tree.
Right.
You can you can only do so much, water it, water it, fertilize it, but you live on a farm. You can't make the crops grow faster,
Right. They are going
right?
to grow at their rate, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you are in the business of making a mango chutney, and you have bought the vans and built the brand and brought the machinery and hired the sales team, and you are doing the marketing, burning through all of that, well, the mango is still it's still 2 years away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so the product adoption, no matter how great the product is, I am busy in my life doing my thing. I'm not ready to take the time to adapt your product,
Right. Right.
right? As a consumer. So,
Exactly.
so I almost make a sense that it's easier to start 40 companies than one. Because if you want more mangoes, then you plant the one tree, keep planting the next. So by the time you plant the 40th, the first one will come to fruition.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you will end up killing the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
It, that's
okay. So then, the argument that the marketplace doesn't have infinite space for competitive products.
they do have it. They do have space, right? That's not. I'm not arguing against the space. I'm arguing against that the consumers won't be ready when you are.
Okay.
You just have to. You need to be able to build something and let it grow, let it coast.
Oh, I
You
see.
you just have to get to the tipping point.
So, okay. So, what you can't have 100% business success.
You
There's
can't have, but you can't have 95% die either. That's what
Yeah.
I'm fighting.
So there's got to be some.
So what I'm really fighting, what I'm really trying to promote, right, is that you have to build a mechanism. You should always be in the business of building a mechanism
Mm-hmm.
rather than executing, because you need to be in the business of being patient and consistent.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So the it, that's where businesses die, right? You have to build a mechanism that will just last.
Right. Right.
And and the best way to build patience is through code.
Why? Why do you think?
Be-
Why that?
uh,
Yeah.
uh, because actions creates expectations,
Okay.
but if you offload the action to code, your expectations go down.
Hmm. That is an interesting perspective.
Given a choice, take action that has a very little yield, or take no actions. I would promote to say take no actions, because when you take no actions, your expectations are very low.
Okay. Fair enough.
Look at Warren Buffett, right? He spends 80, 90% of his time reading.
Right. Right.
He
Yeah.
hates transactions.
Right. Right. Yeah. He's very analytical. He is very, very patient.
Because he doesn't, because he, the his number of actions are very low.
Right. Right. Yeah. Have you read Poor Charlie's Almanac?
I'm not, but I will put on my list.
So it's get the Audible version.
Yes, okay.
So it's
Poor
Charlie Munger.
Charlie's Almanac.
Poor
Okay.
Charlie's Almanac. It's Charlie Munger, who's Warren
Oh
Buffett's
yes, yes,
partner,
yes.
right? He just passed away. So
Yes.
there was a book, there was a collection of different talks he has done, and different things he's written over the course of his decades working with Buffett.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about their philosophy and analysis, and how Charlie's even more patient than Warren is, right?
Yes.
He even talks about how he sees Warren as being impetuous, right? And he's like, he wants to jump into stuff, and we haven't figured it out yet, and I'm like, wow, that's that.
By the way, I was there in the room. I could say I was at the conference
Oh,
when he
really?
retired. It was oh my God, it was
But
one of a amazing experience.
yeah, but I think it's like these interesting perspectives they have. But one of the things that really I thought was interesting was they stay in their lane, and they talked about how they'd missed out on tech because they don't know enough about tech to want to invest at all. And they're like, we missed out on investing in Facebook and Twitter and Google and everything, because they're like, we don't understand that world, we don't know how to assess it, and so we don't, like, we leave that game for somebody else. And I'm like, oh, that's a really interesting perspective.
But I believe, right? What I believe is they are the best investor in tech. I can argue that as well, and I tell you why, right?
Okay.
Because the true value of technology is not innovation; it's efficiency.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the true value of Instagram is not the cool app, is how efficiently someone can publish themselves to the global world.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Right? So the true value of Coca-Cola is not the brand, it's the efficiency and consistency.
Yeah,
And
that
you
makes
can
sense.
only get that level of consistency and efficiency through technology. You cannot. So I am a very, very big proponent, right? That
Yeah.
efficiency and consistency cannot be achieved with human will.
Even if you have a
The best team in the world.
okay, so I think about systems,
Sorry,
right?
I'm sorry. If I'm just throwing you, keep
No,
throwing.
it's totally fine. I love having this conversation. This is great. It's totally not what I was originally wanting to talk about, but we'll schedule another podcast to talk about
Yes.
leadership. Um, so we all learn math,
Mm-hmm.
right? I can go to anybody who's over the age of 10 and say, what is 7 times 3? And everybody says 21. Nobody says 5, and nobody says 104, right? Because it's an
Right.
identical system. And it's all taught by people, math teachers, right? I mean, yeah, there's math textbooks also, but like, for me, I remember as a kid really struggling with multiplication
Yes.
and having a really hard time memorizing multiplication tables, which you could argue that, well, why do you memorize multiplication table when I get a calculator on my phone, right? But it's because the the fundamental principles and concepts stick in my head because I had to memorize the multiplication tables. And if I just rely on my phone, I will lose that critical thinking chunk of my brain. And
Totally agree. I totally see your point, but I'll frame it a little differently, right? So once again, I just wrote a post about 3 weeks ago, right? It's about what I said was success is all about uh, practicing multidimensional problems. right? So the two things, the most valuable thing about human brain is our decision cycle, the number of decision cycles we can, the number of decisions we can take in a day, right?
Hmm.
And the worst thing about human anatomy is our memory. Memory
Mm.
takes so much energy out of our body that our body is designed not to remember anything short term. So we are fighting against the flow there, right?
Right, right.
So what I had a big discussion with a or ongoing discussion with a friend of mine. I said, look, if you want to be, if you want a big bicep, right? You know the story. Go to the gym, work out, use those dumbbells, and you are strong, and you get big biceps,
Hmm.
right? If you want to be smart, your brain is nothing different than a bicep muscle,
Right, right.
right? So I don't think smart is anyone's proprietary thing. Okay, the to be smart, all you have to do is practice three-dimensional problems on an ongoing basis, in the smallest thing to the biggest thing. So for example, I tell my son, if you want to buy something, buy find the optimal balance between cost, quality, and time, right? If you travel somewhere, find the flight, once again, find the best flight with the cost, quality,
Right, right.
and time. I said, if you can see every decision you make, if you look at it, there are three dimensions to it. And the harder you try to find the optimal balance between those 3 points, it's never going to be at the center,
Right, right.
right?
Yes.
Sometimes you will say, okay, I'm going to lean towards the cost because I want luxury, right? Sometimes you say, I'm going to ignore the quality because I don't care, right? Uh, So if you keep practicing those three-dimensional problems, I guarantee you one thing: you will get every great idea that the world comes up. You will at least see it a mile away.
I like that. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, right? We take we optimize the efficiency between resources, time,
Hmm.
people, money, right? And in people, you have two things: physical effort and mental effort.
Right.
So if you take any innovation, it's an outcome of these four items. You optimize one or two without negatively impacting the other two,
Hmm.
and that's what you call innovation. So you take efficiency and put it in a box of innovation, then you take innovation and put it in a box of a product or a service,
Yeah, yeah.
then take the product or service and put it in a box of a business model, right? So then what happens is a person, a consumer consumes the business model first,
Right, right.
the product or a service second, uh, product or service, innovation, and then efficiency.
Right, right.
At the end of the day, every innovation is a form of efficiency. You can take the
Yeah,
coolest concept like Facebook to anything,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
to buying a can of Coke. It's all about efficiency.
Right. So my curiosity is where and it's arguably non-obvious, right? But where does something like that break down? Because everything, if you take it to the nth degree, becomes problematic, right? Like
Yes.
you and I need oxygen to survive, but if you pump enough oxygen into the environment, it kills you.
Yes.
And so everything has a toxicity level, and so with like one of the things in the US is that everybody sits all the time, and that's
Yes.
becoming a real health problem, right? Because we're either sitting in our car or we're sitting in our chairs at our office, and 100 years ago people didn't have cars like we do today, so they did a lot more walking and a lot more bicycling, and there weren't nearly as many knowledge workers, so a lot bigger part of the population did manual labor. And so as a general level, we had a healthier population. So somehow in some vector or vectors, we've screwed ourselves up. We've taken something too far, right?
Yes.
And so that innovation, that efficiency, you can overdo it, right? And then you've got to figure out, how do we get back from that edge, right?
Yes. I see I don't have an answer for that, but I'll think about it. I'll think a lot
Okay, good.
about it. I don't have an answer for that. And thank you for posing that question. But yes, you are right. There has to be an edge, right? There
Right.
has to be an edge to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know the edge yet. But I can look, I can share with you the other end, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The 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 problem occurs. So there is a problem to efficiency, right? That problem is between uh, a problem between societal progress versus individual.
Sure. Yep.
So there are two ways to look at it, right? Think about it as you are there's a the wave of tsunami coming in. Okay, that tsunami represents the collective progress of the society,
Mm-hmm.
technology, progress, everything, right? If you stand still, you'll be swept into it,
Right. Right.
right?
Yeah.
And then what happens is your value will drop because now you are because see, every year a machine, every year the value of what you do, what everyone does, every year it drops because we are constantly moving what we do today to a machine.
Except for art. Like art is, there's a few examples, right? So the Mona Lisa, yes, you could do lots of artistic things to try and replicate the Mona Lisa,
Yes.
but the Mona Lisa is unique, right? It has a unique history, has a unique value,
Yes.
right? You mentioned Ferraris a while ago, right? Ferrari made 250 288 GTOs in 1984 and 1985. That's all they made, right? It is a scarce commodity that has a particular value, and
So I'm not arguing against that, right? What I'm arguing against is amount of inefficiency that was built in when first Mona Lisa was painted.
right.
For Leonardo,
Mm-hmm.
the canvas, the color, the paintbrush, he didn't have electricity at night, probably to paint at night.
Right, right.
Uh, uh, the he could only do one, right?
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying, that us as a society, we have to, us as an individual, we have to keep moving forward.
right, right.
When the technology wave is coming, otherwise what you do, but you're right, the creative aspect, I'll put a pin in it, right? But
Hmm.
the general aspect is, if you get if you get stuck, if the society, the wave of progress goes past you and you get swept in it, then your value drops dramatically. Of your empowerment drops, not value, I shouldn't say that's a bad, your empowerment drops dramatically,
Right, right. Yeah,
right? So then what you have to do, you have to stay consistently in front, at least in front of the wave.
right. Yeah,
And the people who are really quote unquote successful, they are a mile ahead
right, right.
of that wave,
Yeah, yeah.
because they're constantly staying ahead of that wave.
Yeah, I think
So so the efficiency, to go back to your point, we as a society, our wave of tsunami is growing fast, is running fast.
right, right. Yeah,
So we as a people, we still don't have a boat that will keep accelerating us. We still have to run manually.
right.
So to answer your question, yes, we are gathering efficiency, but if we don't keep up, it will be swept away.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I take for granted the efficiency of my phone, right?
Yes,
Because it's had incremental improvements over time. When I first got when iPhones first came out, I don't think they had Wi-Fi. I, th-
oh,
I think the first generation, because the first generations of iPhones,
it was just phone with iPod in it. Yeah,
yeah, it was a phone. Yeah. So it was super limited in its
yeah, yeah.
functionality, right? And then they, incrementally they've been adding and adding, and now this is an old one. But
Yes,
Starlink, right? You're going to do Starlink from your phone with your son, um, and there's all these things that are available that have caught up, and yet it still is going to take me how many years to get a mango tree? Like
yes,
that tree is going to stand still in the tsunami that's coming in,
yes,
and it's just not going to care, right? So there's this weird balance that happens, right? And it's like, I read an article recently, and the guy was talking about how humans aren't accelerating our functionality as fast as technology is.
that's it.
And so, because our biology only evolves at a certain rate,
Yes.
what do you do, right? But, it's a whole, yeah, it's um
I think the concept of being human has to change,
right, right,
and I think it will change.
right. Okay, yeah,
Uh, I think it will change, because what I see is that the easiest way to change, the easiest point of change is the KPI of success.
yeah, yeah. And how do you, like, my idea of success today is not what it was when I was 25,
Yes.
and my or when I was 23,
Yes.
right? And my 23-year-old son's idea of success is not what mine is today or what mine was when I was 23, right? It changes, right? It's as the world evolves, and
I
yet
believe,
he still wants to be happy with his life and feel a sense of purpose,
yes,
right? And and feel like he's making a difference in the world,
yes.
right? And so that seems to be a common
What,
thread.
yeah, and I hear you, but what I believe, the biggest challenge we have, or a tragedy we have, we all have a common core definition of success, okay? But we just are not able to express it.
Say more about that.
We believe, I believe everyone has the same need for success, right? But we fail to understand the definition of it, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I believe the common core of definition of success is uh, shaping yourself. Use, it's like going to the gym and to shape a body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those dumbbells, they are the challenges you face at work. So every
Right.
challenge you face is a weight plate, is a dumbbell, right? And it's not what you accumulate, it's who you have to become
Oh yes. Yeah.
to accumulate. So you use the world's challenges as your weight plates,
Mm-hmm.
you shape yourself, and being able to evolve will give you the highest, is what we are looking for, is ability, is empowerment and
Right.
evolution.
Right.
We should be able to uh, create rather than consume. Our the so the biggest tragedy is we think consumption is a key of success.
Say that again.
We believe consumption, our ability to consume,
Right.
is the KPI of success, but it's our ability to create is the KPI of success.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So so once that definition changes in the social norm, once, so I'll even go further. If you are at a party, and if someone, you walk into a party at a friend's place, a friend's friend show up, and in the entire conversation, not once it is popped up that he's a billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
that's when the society has evolved. How
Right.
long so the test is, if you're at a party and someone who's a billionaire walks in, how long will it take for someone to be introduced him as a billionaire? If I'm making sense, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
If it doesn't even show up, come up in the conversation,
Right. Right.
then the society has evolved.
Right.
If it comes up within the first 5 minutes, today I
Right.
believe it will come in the first 5 minutes
Right. Right.
of
Yeah.
the
And that's a
conversation.
um so I would add to that,
Yes,
I think there's a metric of a different metric that's something about being happy with your life. That's in the grand scheme of things more important than being a billionaire. Because you could be a miserable billionaire.
I understand, but what I'm saying is the societal value.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah. And so
When would that change? That's the whole.
right.
So I am sure few thousand years ago, you could go to a party and they say, "Hey, man, he, this man always has his pantry full of rice." And I'm sure it came up in the first 5 minutes in the conversation,
Right. Right.
right? And now it's no. Now who cares?
Right. Well, one of the paradigms that I use is the scarcity to surplus arc.
Yes.
Right. And if you see rice, there's a lot of rice in the world now, right?
Right.
It is not scarce, right? It may be scarce in a given household in a given moment. Like, I'm not sure how much rice I have in the house,
Right.
right?
There you go. I mean, or if you tell me that you have 20 bags of rice, what? I was
Right.
like,
I'm throwing a
it is
huge party.
no, it is no meaning at all. There isn't a single conversation I can think of. I can have friends for next years
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
where you could say I have 20 bags of rice in my pantry.
That would be a very big pantry.
that I would be impressed.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So that's what
Exactly.
I'm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So yeah. So it
so
is.
we will get, as a society, we'll get to a point where someone will say I have $20 billion in my bank account, and it will mean nothing. I'll give
Right.
you a really good example. Okay, so Steve Ballmer, right? He has achieved that $100 billion
Right.
net worth status. It's huge. It's gigantic, right?
Right. Right.
And he's old. He's not young anymore.
Right.
He still has a YouTube channel where he personally narrates content. So my point is, why? Why does Steve Ballmer have his own channel? And he just talks about governments and facts and data.
Right. Right.
What what is the need for it? And what I'm getting to a point is that at the end of the day, we all mediate,
We all what?
have a need to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
create,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And money is not money is, has started falling off the cliff very fast, the value of it.
Right. Right.
So as a matter of fact, I told my team the other day, I said, in the age of AI, I think we all have to become content creators. We I said, my sales guy, you need to create short videos. I need to create videos. The developers have to create videos. QA people have to create videos.
Right. Right.
I think we all are going to be content creators. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Yes.
This has been super fun. I need
Thank
to
you, Will.
schedule you on for another episode.
Sorry, I'm sorry if I.
No, it's all it's all good. So the one of the big purposes of doing this
Uh-huh.
is just to get content out that isn't that people can't find,
Yes.
right? And our conversations are very organic,
Yes.
and I like that. Like, that's the whole point. right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I still want to do an episode where we talk about leadership because I really want to hear your thoughts on that.
Yes.
Um, and I'll email you and we'll figure out
Wonderful. Yes, yes, yes.
another time.
I'm traveling next week.
Okay.
Uh, so I'll be back on the 24th.
Okay, hang on. Let me go look at my calendar. How's the 28th?
That works.
Okay. Same starting time?
Uh, would three work for you? Noon your time or
What time zone are you in?
Eastern?
Yeah, so 3 that's 3 that's noon my time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
That'll be big help for me because
Yeah, of
I
course.
have I'm practicing outside back with my intermittent fasting,
Okay.
and the one rule I think very hard, one rule that you can live, you should live with is do not change your eating time.
Okay. Yeah.
So four
Yeah.
to six is my eating time,
Yep.
uh, and I want to go back to just that's where everything starts. If you don't move that around, the probability of you hanging in there is a lot longer.
Are you when you intermittent fast, are you doing how many hours are you fasting?
16,
Wow.
8 versus 16. But I have once done, I did 46 hours.
Okay, you're way braver than I am.
But you'll be surprised if you look at it from just one little different perspective.
Sure.
I think so everything changed for me when I realized that my body is like a small child. Okay, it will throw a tantrum for the first 4 hours.
Mm.
Once it once it realizes that there's no food,
Mm-hmm.
it will go right inside,
Oh, interesting.
and
Okay.
then it will then what throws off is that then you think that I need to eat, and then
Right.
you're breaking the cycle, technically speaking.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
but if you can get the you can either be strict with your inner child, right, or distract yourself, because the body is designed to just fight for food. Body is just designed to be greedy at
Right.
all
Right.
times, to just store for a rainy day, right?
Yep. Yep.
But if you believe that your body is the little child will throw a tantrum, and at one point it'll say, okay, you know what, I have to go somewhere else for food.
Right. Right.
And black coffee, and for me, black coffee and club soda.
And what?
Club soda,
Oh, club
club
soda.
soda. Yeah,
Okay.
works charm, right?
Oh,
And
interesting. No
yeah, it
electrolytes.
yeah, I those two things work so well for me.
Interesting. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
and black coffee, even have a shot rather than a cup.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be surprised how much better it will work.
Okay.
Just an espresso shot, and uh, I greatly, and I would say that after trying everything, only thing that works is intermittent fasting. Nothing else works. Nothing else works. If you do intermittent fasting, it is almost like you can eat everything, anything.
Oh,
And if you
nice.
don't do intermittent fasting, it's almost like you can eat nothing. Because the worst thing about what I realized, the worst thing about losing weight is the tipping point theory. Small actions have big impact.
Right.
So the small pieces that you eat and munch on,
Mm-hmm.
that really throws you off,
Adds
right?
up over
Bec-
time.
be-
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And plus the thing is, you have to instruct the body that there's no food around. That's all I can say. But I did for 46. It was not bad. It was not bad at all. So
Okay.
uh,
Someday I'll try
yeah.
it.
Thank you, Arvind.
Um,
Thank you so much for a wonderful time.
yeah, this has been great. Good luck in moving your son.
Yes.
I hope
Thank you.
everything goes really well, and I hope you enjoy driving all the back roads.
Yes, yes, we are looking forward to it. Thank you, Ben.
That should be
Yes.
fun. I want a full report when you're all done.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll let you know.
Okay. Talk
Take
to you
care,
later.
my
Thank
friend.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.